I am at the beginning of the 8th season for my Gravely zero-turn mower, and the battery acted up. What happened is I turned the key and I get the dreaded click, click, click. So what's the first thing you do? You shoot the messenger. So I took out the starter and disassembled it and cleaned it up and put some lubrication on it and learned about the starter. And I also learned it's very expensive. It's actually cheaper to buy a new motor than it is to replace the starter. I'm not kidding, it's hundreds of dollars. It's insane. So anyway, I cleaned it up, lubed it up, saw that I probably should do maintenance on it. Every couple of years you need to spray or otherwise lubricate the shaft that comes up and engages the flywheel. So anyway, that is another story. The battery you see here is on the charger, and I'll show it to you. But I finally decided that, hey, I better just replace the battery. I could put a charge on it, get the engine to start and run and cut the grass, but then it would go away. So here it is on the charger, and let me show you. So we'll take it off the charger. Put the test on it. And we see about 12.6 volts, not quite 12 3/4, but anyway, if I run a test on it, so I'm gonna run a test on it, it goes to weak. So, and notice the large voltage drop. So if I run another test, it goes to weak and a slight voltage drop again. So in other words, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I have to charge it all the time, so clearly it is dying. So let's get a new one. So we go to Aaron's or Gravely. I went to Gravely. Part, zero-turn, 12-volt battery. Here's the number, 047-38800. And the local dealer wanted $87.95, which the website says was the full price. They would sell it to me for $79.95 plus tax plus free shipping. So we get here in about 3 to 7 business days. Not bad. I don't cut my grass every day. I'm not a, professional. This is residential. So I'm thinking, okay, sounds good, but hey, I'm an Amazon Prime member, so let me look on Amazon. So I went to Amazing's website, and the Aaron's Gravely model, they wanted $101.94. Now the retail price at the dealer was $88. And they want $102. So basically the free shipping is a hoax. They added shipping to the price and then claimed it was free shipping. I live in Virginia, so I have to pay tax. What you want to see here is on the Gravely website. It says this part does not fit my model number 991164, serial number 005475. The dealer says he wants to give me a lead acid battery. I'm thinking, why do I want a lead acid battery? That kind of screws everything up because the lockdown for this battery is highly unique, and I decided to spec it out. I needed a CTN12-12NB. Now the NB is where the positive and negative is. I think the 12N would reverse these. So the positive would be over here and the negative would be over here. Same thing on your battery, like your car battery. I think if it ends in a B, you know, it's flipped one way, and if it doesn't have a B, it's flipped another way. There's something like that going on. But anyway, I needed 190 cold cranking amps, 12 volts, 12 amp hours. So, and the posts to resemble that somewhat. I actually have plenty of clearance for the positive and negative cables to go around all over the place. So notice these edges here. So this plate sits on here to lock it down, and what you do is it goes in and up. So actually this bar is bent down here, and it's extremely difficult to get out. You kind of have to punch it. You can see where I punched it. Hit it with a hammer, or punch actually, to drive this end down so it can come out, because the shape of it is such that it's hooked in place. When it's up, it's hooked in place, and then there's a wider slot underneath, so you got to get down to the wider slot so you can pull it out. And in the meantime, this thing is on here really hard, and it's actually bent down, so it's extremely difficult to remove. And then if you replace it with the lead acid battery, you know, how are you going to use that lockdown? It has to at least be the exact same height. So, you know, it just got complicated way too fast, so I decided I'm just going to replace it. I found a source for a 12 volt, 12 amp hour AGM 190 cold cranking amps battery with a 12NB. And my choices are the Aaron store on Amazing's website. It's a choice, but I thought, gosh, I could go down to the local dealer and get it cheaper than that, so why do I want to pay $102 plus tax? So I decided to search around, and it was extremely difficult. I don't know why Google and Amazon are forcing me down certain roads. I guess the businesses are paying them. I just don't get it. But anyway, I finally found a Brakes and Scrap 'em 12 volt, 12 amp hour AGM 190 cold cranking amps 12NB for $75.20 plus tax, and it's a Prime. That makes it free shipping for me. But they also offered free shipping, so I guess if you're not a Prime member, you get free shipping. And this arrived the next day. So it was kind of a timing issue. You know, it was sort of like 2 days. I was ordering at the end of a business day in another time zone. And so they shipped it out before they closed for the day. It traveled the next day to get to me. So it was kind of like 2 day shipping. But the way the clock turned locally, it was technically 1 day shipping. So I got lucky there. Got it the next day. A Brakes and Scrap 'em 7600188YP. Let's look at it. Alright, so I've already opened up the box and looked at it, and everything is hunky-dory. Matches up. Get the 12 volt, 12 amp hour AGM, 190 cold cranking amps, CTN 12, 12NB. So there we go. Alright, we put this on the tester, we get something different. We get our 13.5 amps, which is normal. That's what I was expecting to see. Anything below 13, you're starting to get some wear. Let's run our test on it. And we're in the green. Don't forget, it's 190, so technically it's below the 200 here. And you saw the needle was above. Still in the green. So our cold cranking amps, we could call it 200, round up to 200. And when I hit the button, see it's way above the 200. So we're good to go. New battery's good. All set, ready for install. Okay, so there's our hold down clamp, and it comes with a little package here, which you can see I have not opened yet, but according to the picture, we have some paraphernalia in there, bolts, positive line cover, and a hold down clamp. So let's see what we have here. See, nuts and bolts. Positive. I don't see a hold down clamp, but that's okay. Comes with words. Alright. Look that over real quick. Found the hold down clamp that was separate in the box. If we need it, just gonna go on there. Probably have to drill holes if I use that one. But anyway, I'm gonna use OEM. I actually do like this better than the one that's on there now, the Gravely one. Got this junk to put on there, which I'm not going to do. I was getting ready to say they gypped me with the screws here, but here are the battery screws I found separate, so these were separate. This was in the envelope. This is OEM. So this was in the envelope, and this was lying around the box separate, but included. Alright. So I guess this is to mount this guy with somehow. Yep, it's a carriage bolt. Am I on camera? Yeah, see that? It's a carriage bolt, so that's what that's for. Just in case you need it. Maybe on Briggs and Stratton stuff. Alright, we're moving towards install. Okay, that's definitely a breaks and scrap 'em feature, because I looked on my machine and technically there's room, but the bolt will go through into the seating area. The seat flips up and kind of folds in front of the plate that would go into, and the bolt would kind of hit the seat, maybe tear the fabric or something. So that's not a good idea. Anyway, we'll stick with OEM and move on. Alright, the lawyers put in a ridiculous amount of instructions on how to install this sticker and where to install it. It's hilarious if you read the instructions. At least it's funny to me. Alright, step one, clean up the area. Abracadabra. Alright, that's a little better. I decided to put some duct tape on the bottom of the battery, and I'm gonna put a little spacer on the front side. Front is that way. You saw where that grass had built up in there. I'm gonna try and block it from building up in the future over the next 7 or 8 years. So let's get on with the battery install. Alright, can you see my duct tape here? Maybe you can see it here. So I put a little bottom on there. They had little tiny little feet right there. Don't forget, the top hold down clamp is very tight. It actually bends down, so I couldn't put any foamy thing, even though this compresses. I really couldn't do anything. And then I'm going to put this on the back to kind of take up that space where the grass was accumulating. So let me get started on that. And step one is to put the camera in the way so you can't work. Alright, get my little pad back there. Alright, now position my hold down clamp here, kinda, sorta, maybe, somehow. Alright, well, I'm going to be in the way of the camera, so let me go ahead and put that in place and then tell you how much fun I had. How difficult it was. It was impossible! Alright, my backing pad that I talked about earlier, I had to make it paper thin, very, very thin, in order to get back there. It's just like, you know, 1/8 of an inch. That's probably a little thick there, in order to get the battery hold down to lock into place. So that the battery almost has to be pushed up against the wall. Not quite. That's where this comes in. But anyway. So the best way I found to install this is to get the hold down bracket into position. You want to be below the first lock. Ask me why or how I know. It's a pain to get back out again if you accidentally click in there. And then you just push down on it until it locks into place. So let me do that. Okay, I'm in. And you can see by all the scratch marks and everything that it was a joy to behold. So anyway, I finally got it in there. I used a screwdriver and a hammer and got it in there. So that is that. Alright, I decided to reuse the OEM bolts versus the kind of more traditional terminal bolts that I've seen on other batteries. It came with the new one, so we'll do that. Also, I said I liked the replacement cover, positive terminal cover, better than the OEM, so we'll use the new one. This is what the OEM one looked like. Has a lot of play in it, which is good. But anyway, I'm going to put the new one on. Alright, so the terminal I'm going to use as a washer. Let's see if I can demo this. My own camera. There we go. So I'm going to put the bolt through the terminal. Then I'm going to put the bolt through the post, then a flat washer, a lock washer, and the nut. So let me get that on. Good and tight. Now we'll go to the other electrons. Maybe. Okay, after some test fitting, I decided to do the same thing, a little bit of a wrap around. So I'm going to wrap it around, get the cover off, wrap it around this way, flat washer, lock washer, nut, the Guten-Tight apparatus, making sure not to touch any metal even though it's painted. Don't want to arc it out. I took my wrench off and then the socket. Alright, and now for the cover up. Alright, the box said it was manufactured in January 2023. It is end of May 2023, so I'm going to stick a date stamp on the battery. Car batteries are already dated. They have stickers on them. So anyway, that is that. Alright, there we go. All routed, secured, tight, plenty of cursing and Hard things to do just to change a battery. But we're all in the grooves. We're all locked down. We're ready to go to work. So I appreciate you watching my videos. I'm not going to fire it up. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. Wife's asleep. Neighbors are, I don't know what they're doing, but I don't see any activity. No use in firing this guy up 6 a.m. So thank you again for watching my videos. I appreciate it.